From grand slams of kindness, Coco Gauff opens Whisker Haven for stray cats in Italy, in the heart of Tuscany, where sunbeams dance across vineyards and ancient villages whisper stories of love. And art, a new kind of beauty, has bloomed, not from a painter's brush or sculptor's chisel, but from the heart of a champion. At just 21 years old, Coco Gauff, one of tennis's brightest stars, has unveiled her most unexpected masterpiece yet, a $5 million sanctuary for stray cats, lovingly named Whisker Haven, for a woman whose life has revolved around speed, precision, and relentless ambition. This project marks a striking contrast, a celebration of stillness, softness, and second chances. Yet, in Coco's eyes, there's no contradiction. Kindness is my favorite kind of victory, she says, standing beneath the sanctuary's ivy-draped archway as the Tuscan sun glows behind her house with garden, the birth of Whisker Haven, nestling among the rolling hills just outside Florence. Whisker Haven is more than a refuge. It's a vision of harmony between nature, humanity, and forgotten creatures that roam our cities unseen. The sanctuary sprawls across 20 acres of olive groves and lavender fields. Instead of cages, there are freedom gardens, safe open air, enclosures where over 400 rescue cats can roam, climb, and nap beneath the cypress trees. The centerpiece is a restored 17th century villa that now houses veterinary clinics, recovery rooms, and cozy cuddle suites for traumatized cats who need quiet healing. Coco insisted on being personally involved in the design process, working with Italian architects and animal psychologists. I wanted every paw to feel peace the moment it stepped in, she said, her eyes softening as she watched a black kitten bat playfully at her shoelace. But Whisker Haven isn't just about the cats. It's about community. Coco's team partnered with local schools and animal welfare organizations to create volunteer programs that allow children to care for and learn from the animals. Empathy is a muscle, she explains. If we teach it early, we'll grow a generation that chooses compassion over cruelty. Cat a moment that changed everything. Coco's journey toward creating Whisker Haven began long before the headlines. It started one rainy night in 2022 in Miami, where she found a trembling stray kitten under her car. I remember her eyes, tiny scare, but full of life. Coco recalls, I wrapped her my jacket and promised her she'd never be alone again. That kitten, whom she named Mila, became her emotional anchor through victories and heartbreaks. When Coco lost in the semifinals of a major tournament that year, she came home devastated. I didn't want to talk to anyone, she admitted, but Mila just curled up next. To me, it was her silent way of saying, you're still loved. That simple act of comfort planted a seed in Coco's heart, one that would eventually grow into Whisker Haven. I realized I couldn't save every cat, but I could build a place where love would always win. She said, Globe show in Europe, Africa. A global athlete, a local hero. Ilya has always held a special place in Coco's heart. After visiting Florence for a charity event in 2023, she fell in love with the culture, the food, and the people's deep appreciation for art and life. Illy taught me to slow down, she said. It reminded me that beauty doesn't rush, it grows. When she discovered the country's struggle with stray animal overpopulation, Coco decided this was where she'd make her mark beyond tennis. She purchased an abandoned vineyard estate and began transforming it into her sanctuary. Italian locals, at first skeptical of a young American athlete's ambitious dream, soon found themselves inspired by her sincerity. Now, volunteers from all over Europe flock to Whisker Haven to help feed, groom, and care for the feline residents. The mayor of Florence called Coco a living example of global compassion, and the Ministry of Culture praised the project as a marriage of sport, art, and empathy. Tennis from court to compassion. It's hard to imagine how Coco balances her life as one of the world's top athletes with her growing humanitarian pursuits. Yet she insists the two worlds complement each other. When I play tennis, I give everything I have. When I help animals, I receive something back. Peace, she said in an interview with Laura Republica. Her coach, Diego Moano, admits that the project has changed her. Coco is more centered now. You can see it in her matches. She plays with joy, not just hunger. Whisker Haven gave her soul a new dimension. Even during major tournaments, Coco often takes time to video call the sanctuary staff to check in on the cats. Sometimes before a big match, I'll look at me on the camera and whisper, "Let's win for them." She laughs. Paw prints inside the sanctuary. Walking through Whisker Haven feels like stepping into a dream. Butterflies flit through open courtyards where cats sunbathe lazily on terracotta walls. There's soft instrumental music drifting through the air, composed by an Italian pianist Coco commissioned to create a soundtrack for feline serenity. The healing meadow, a quiet garden space filled with jasmine and rosemary, is reserved for cats recovering from trauma or injury. Coco named it after her grandmother, whom she credits for teaching her compassion. Nearby, the Whisker Cafe offers vegan pastries, herbal teas, and most importantly, adoption opportunities. Visitors can sip coffee as they meet cats looking for homes. We want to make adoption and experience love, not pity, says the sanctuary's director, Lucia Romano. Every cat that leaves Whisker Haven carries a collar charm engraved with Coco's signature phrase, "You are safe. You are loved." Speech balloon, a ripple of love around the world. Within hours of the grand opening, Whisker Haven became a global sensation dubbed beyond the headlines, but behind the glamour and global attention. Whisker Haven represents something deeply personal for Coco. It's about healing. There were times in my life when I felt overwhelmed by expectations, by pressure, by everything. She confessed an emotional speech at the opening ceremony. But kindness saved me. Whether it was a fan's message, a stranger's smile, or my cat purring beside me, it reminded me I wasn't alone. I want to pass that feeling on. Her parents, Candy and Corey Gauff, were in tears as they watched her cut the ribbon. She's always had a big heart. Her mother said, "This is who Coco really is, a giver." Cherry Blossom champions new legacy. In sports, champions are measured by their records, their stats, their trophies. But Coco Gauff is quietly redefining what legacy means. For her, it's not just about lifting silverware. It's about lifting spirits. Whisker Haven is my thank you to life, she said, looking out at the golden field surrounding the sanctuary. I've been given so much love. Now it's my turn to give it back. As the evening light fades over Tuscany, Coco sits on the villa steps surrounded by a dozen playful kittens. Her laughter echoes through the courtyard, blending with the purr and soft chirps of her new friends. For a moment, the world feels exactly as it should, gentle, joyful, whole. A journalist watching the scene writes later, she may be a champion on the court, but here she's something greater, a guardian of grace. And somewhere amid the quiet hum of psyches, Coco Gauff's words linger like a prayer. We can't fix everything, but we can love something, and maybe that's enough. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share